Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carol, I'm a freelance concept artist and rookie level designer who loves to share with you what my creative mind has been up to. And so today I'm introducing you to my new portfolio project. It's called Eclipse. Back before I started the level design course, I wanted to do a concept piece about a temple. With the knowledge I have now on how to make space more engaging and my love of making games, I decided to turn this into a mini portfolio project. And so in this video, I will share with you my idea and my goals for this project. So let's dive in. As I said earlier, this idea came up to me a little before I started the level design course. And so if you guys want to know about this course that I followed on CGMA, you can see on my channel, I have a playlist of all the videos that I made for the assignments of this course. So I was on the hunt for a new project piece idea at the time, and I started to analyze a bit what kind of subject were often in portfolios that I liked. And one of the themes that came often was the one of a temple. It is a very common subject in games. Just during the course that I followed, we explored this topic at least twice in our designs. Just think of games like Tomb Raider, Uncharted, even Assassin's Creed, or many more. It's just a cool subject that I wanted to explore. A couple of months ago, I only had this idea of a temple. It was pretty bare bone, nothing really interesting about it, so I wanted to, give some spice to it. So I started with a simple one-sentence script to help me wrap my head around an idea. And so the little script that I came up with goes like this. As the eclipse rises, the priestess is ready for the offering at the temple of the sun. So it goes without saying that, it's the sun is kind of a big part of my idea. I think that when I had the idea, it was all this thing about, the solar eclipse in Canada. So I kind of got inspired about it. And but it was pretty simple at the time. So with that, I started just gathering references and sketching some ideas. And I even did a little block out in Unreal. But, I didn't have the knowledge I have now about space, so I think I can do way better. So I'm just gonna showcase to you what I came up with at the time, and we'll see where this project is going after that. So this here was the first clean pure ref that I did for this project. So you can see here, had the eclipse rise, the priestess is ready for the offering at the temple of the sun, as I just said earlier. So the idea was maybe just incorporating some whites and some gold. And I had this idea of a kind of a sun priestess that would have a dark feeling, and the eclipse shapes with the round thing. And so it was pretty basic, but we're gonna add to it. So this was the beginning of the project, and I also did some sketches. So I'm gonna show you the sketches. These are some early sketch that I did for the project. So it was just like marker sketch that I did in my sketchbook. So really super basic, just to have an idea of where I wanted to go. And this is a blocking that I did in Unreal, but it's you can see that it's very, very simple, and I think I can do way better right now. I think that I didn't really had in mind that how a space can feel when a player character just goes into it. So I think that I can have something that is more coherent now and make it way more interesting. I think that there are some cool ideas in there that I will probably keep, but I just want to make it more coherent. So if you guys have been following my work since a bit, you know that I kind of love to ask myself some deep questions to kind of get further into my projects. So I think that it's always a good idea to start with that. And so after I had this idea and I decided that I want to revisit this project, this is the first thing that I did, is just really ask myself the questions that I usually ask myself. So who, when, where, what, why, and how. And so this will really help me get to where I want with this project and really know what I want to do with this. So I'm gonna show you first just the chaos of my pure ref, and we can see after that what I just shrinked it up and decided to go with and how I answer those questions. So here you can see the current state of my PRF. So there are some stuff that, you know, comes a little bit further in the production, as right now I'm talking to you about, you know, really the idea of this project, but I'm already doing some pieces for this project. So, you know, there's a bunch of stuff here. But when it started, I kind of started with that here, and you can see that it's pretty messy already. So there's a lot of ideas. I kind of didn't really know what kind of architecture I wanted at the time, and what kind of landscape, and what kind of lighting, you know, what would really differentiate this project from another project. So there's a couple of ideas that kind of stuck into my mind, like this idea of the Eclipse and those colors. I really loved it. And so after that, I started to ask myself the questions, and I kind of cleaned up a little PRF here. So this is kind of more the cleaned up version of what I will be working with. So I still have this little sentence here, as I think it was important to keep it because it's kind of the beginning of where I wanted to go. But you can see that I kept a lot of interesting things from the first one, but I just added some more stuff and more of Greco-Roman architecture, and also more natural landscape too. And so for the questions, who, I decided that the character that you would play would be Nyx, a disciple of the night, when in a fantasy timeline, antiquity. So as I said, more of a kind of a Roman and Greek architecture style. On an island, the island of Emera. Emera is basically the personification of the day. So I think something that I really want in this project is play with the forces of night and day. What? Undercover as a sacrifice. So you get to be undercover as a sacrifice to perform an action. Why? To help a creature return to the night, and how infiltrating the sun temple. So this would be about 90% ancient temple, with probably a mix of brutalism in some places, because I think that those kind of, you know, more squarish shapes are really interesting, and also those kind of circles that have been carved. I think this is something that I want to implement in it. And the 10% that will be really funky is that it's full of dark magic. So this is the idea, just the base idea of my project. And so with that, I want to with this project I want to either to work on both level design and concept art, as these are kind of my two passions, because I just really love to make games. And yeah, so I decided that I would be drafting a mission pitch, and then it would kind of inform me about my level, and then it would inform my concepts, you know. So I kind of want to all put that together. And so the big plan is to have both pieces that I can put it in my concept art portfolio and in my level design portfolio to find work. So so yeah, so let's see just the draft of my mission pitch. You can see that you will see that it's really drafty and it's not perfect. I don't love it, but I'm still working on it. So you can see just the first ideation of that. So I will just talk to you about roughly what is my first draft of the mission. So what will be kind of this environment that I will design. So Nyx is a shadow warrior, so this is pretty important for the gameplay. She's undercover at the temple of Helios on the island of Emera. So there she's passing as an offering to the sun god. There is said to be an eclipse this day, and sacrifice will be made to appease the wrath of the god. So this is kind of the baseline of the story. So Nyx will need to do this mission as quietly as possible and use every stealth skill she has to bring the Esperite back to darkness. So the idea is that Nyx is a shadow warrior. She needs to free a creature so this creature can go back to the home of shadow, that is Tartarus, where Nyx is coming from. And I really want to make it a stealth game, and I want to play with the light and day. So this is the base of it. And so the first thing that you will do is you will arrive by boat on the shore of the island of Emera. So these are my ideas for what could look like the shore. After that, you go to the temple, and you can see the life of the temple. You will find your friend Erebus, that is kind of a... I think that it would be... I'm still, working on that, but I think it would be kind of a... probably your mentor-ish, and in the way that he's been in the Umbrella for a bit more than you, and he will give you some cues about your mission. After you encounter Erebus, you need to get out of the line of the sacrifice and explore the temple to find where the creature is. So this is the part that would be more stealth based. So you need to find a cage of the creature. And after that, there's a kind of a boss fight with the creature that you need to return to the darkness. And when you have finished with the creature, then you need to get out of the temple. But people are not really happy that you are there, so there will probably be fight. And after that, this is the closure. So when you get out of the temple, you can reach the shore, and you say goodbye to Erebus, and you go on your way. So on to the next mission. And so this was kind of my idea of the intensity. So it was sort of just more of an exploration. Then you meet Erebus. Then it's kind of getting more tense. Then the more stealth is a little less tense, but still quite tense. After that, the boss fight. So this is the climax, and then you get out and closure. So this is my first draft. As I said, not perfect, but the first draft. So with this draft, there are some things that I want to add for my second pass. So definitely something that I will add is that I want to clarify the objective of the player. I think that right now it's just kind of... This is really a rough pass, on what my mission could be. But I think that something that I really want to emphasize is what are the objectives that you really kind of need to go to. After that, I want to determine what are the player tools. So what kind of things do you have in your arsenal to take care of those enemies, and how can you deal with the stealth and everything like that. Also, what kind of word activities and interaction I could have, so the player spend more time in my level. So some of the ideas that I'm thinking are that maybe I can play with the fact that she's a disciple of the shadow and she's in a sun temple, so maybe she can just break trinkets and stuff like that. So, and how can you gather information about what this world is and things like that. So this is something that I will work on. Also, I want to work on what feeling do I want the player to feel and how will I achieve it. So I think this is something really important in when you do games. It's just, what do you want the player to feel? So this will inform your art, and this will inform your design just so much. So I think that this is something that I want to be clear about so I can do better design. And also after that, I want to make a top view plan of my level and how I expect the navigation to be as a gold path, and so alternative path could be cool too. So this is something that I want to add to my mission pitch. So I will really work on this because right now it's very rough, very boring, and I want to make it more exciting. And the idea is that what could I pitch, to my team if this was a game? So I want to make it more exciting. So this project is not sponsored, it's all me, but I will be using Trello to help wrap my head around stuff and just help me, be accountable and have deadlines. And so here you can see just a rough pass that I did on Trello of what could be some backlog task that I want to do, and what will be next, what I can do this week, what is in progress, what is done, and what is put in my portfolio. So this will help me just, track all the tasks that I want to do. And spoiler alert, this will definitely change. One of the things that I struggle the most with is when I start a project, I get so excited about it that I have like too many ideas, and then I need to kind of shrink it down and ask myself, what is most important, you know? And so this is something that I will work on during the whole of this project, because I think that this is something that is easier when you are in a production with a lot of people, because you kind of sit together, you know, and do this exercise of just asking yourself what is a priority and what is not a priority. But when you're alone on your personal project, everything seems so cool. So sometimes it's pretty hard to just like pick and choose what you want to do next and what is the most important thing for your goal. And so this is a tool that I will be using for this project. So what's next? Well, one of the first things I want to do with this project is challenge myself. I have identified that this project is mostly a stealth game, and this is something that I haven't explored yet, so I'm pretty excited about it. I will need to watch a lot of tutorials and try a lot of different things, and it will be awesome. And also play some games. I also want to explore MetaHuman, as this is a tool I've never worked with, both for concept but also in Unreal Engine. So how can I use it in my concept as a base character for my playable character? But when you work on a production, you often have what is called a base mesh that you can use to model your things on it. And so on project that I've worked in the past, we used a base mesh, so just to ensure that we can kind of reuse some animation, some rigs, and from character to character. So this is a really interesting thing that is used in game to make the game less costly. So this is something that I want to kind of implement into my projects. So for this one, I will be using MetaHuman as a tool to create my characters. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And so what are my next steps? Well, first I want to do the concept for Nyx. So I want to know what this character looks like and what they can do. So I will think about how does she attack, you know, what can she do, what are her tools in this world, you know, and I will implement that in my concept, but also in my mission pitch. And the second thing is I want to learn about how to make stealth game levels. So I've identified a couple of great readings, podcasts, and YouTube videos that I think will help me, and also some games that I want to play. And so I will try stuff and just fill my mind with interesting things that I can implement into my project. And after that, I will also explore the Unreal Marketplace and find some cool things I can use, like maybe use a quest building tool, for example, that I can implement into my stuff. So I will just kind of probably build like a gym and just integrate some things that I think would fit well into my level, and I will test how I can use like those tools into my levels, so I can just kind of reuse them and not think too much about every little things that I want to do. I will kind of try to think about those up ahead and then make my level with that. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for part 1 of this series. And there's gonna be more, obviously. So this is just the first part where I talk to you about my project, but I hope you will be thrilled to see what I will come up with. My goal is to inform you about what I do maybe once a week, so I hope that I can stick to it. And yeah, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on the project, and drop a comment below with any question or feedback you have. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of my work, don't forget to subscribe and follow for the latest updates. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what I do, you can find my info in the description below. And so don't forget to get creative today. See you next time. Bye!